looks like pretty nice weather overall today. Definitely no rain. And what did I read today? This was kind of interesting as it talks about how certain places are going to use drones for 911 calls, which isn't, I guess, too unusual with some of the news, but it's kind of interesting in terms of the hardware they mentioned. Is it related to things, for example, potentially like the ban on DJI drones, for example? This one says, drone responding to 911 emergency calls in Redmond. As it says here, in a recent King 5 interview, police in South King County said it's possible that they will soon start using a drone that responds to 911 emergencies and gathers evidence before officers even arrive. And for the hardware, they explicitly say here, as of April 2, they have been deploying a DJI drone to the scene of most 911 emergencies so that they can get a bird's eye view even before officers arrive. Redmond is the first department in the area to actually have a full-time drone as a first responder program, said Redmond Police Chief Daryl Lowe. Their drone lives in a weatherproof nest on the roof of City Hall, and within 45 to 60 seconds, the drone can reach flying altitude and respond immediately to the scene of the call. Lowe said their current drone is typically able to get there within 3 minutes or less and provide an aerial perspective to the ground units to supervisors, so we have the situational awareness. This is an enhancement. We will never replace the need for commissioned police officers, but this enhances my officers' capability. It helps to reduce the workload. And then they mentioned here specifically about the hardware. It says currently Redmond's using a drone that was manufactured in China, but soon they're tapping local drone company BRINC drones, which developed and tested Seattle's Fremont neighborhood. It goes around 40 to 43 miles per hour, so you know, and we also can go from direct point to point, so you're not going to go through traffic, said David Benowitz, Vice President of Strategy and Marketing Communications. The 911 responder has a speaker and microphone for two-way communications as well as thermal camera and blue and red police lights. But BRINC's 911 responder drone is not just for crime. Really, we encourage agencies to deploy for every single situation, he said. You don't know when the eyes on the scene will be beneficial. It's a lot of little interesting bits to think about there, I suppose, in terms of the police wanting to use more drones in these types of situations. And at the same time, again, with that mention how they're just using, quote, Chinese-made drones currently, does it relate to actually that potential ban coming in the future? I wouldn't doubt if it is, but I guess that's an example too. It might just slowly be more local businesses, like in this case, in terms of officials and their drones. And then I read this one in terms of drones being used in war. How about this one? This one says an FPV drone operator of the Signum unit intercepted an enemy Lancet drone. The FPV drone operator of the Signum unit of the 93rd Kolodnya Yar Separate Mechanized Brigade shot down a Russian Lancet kamikaze drone. The unit's press service reported on this. While patrolling the airspace, a Zala reconnaissance drone was detected, which, in addition to conducting reconnaissance, can provide targeting for the Lancet drone. After that, the Lancet drone itself was detected, and an FPV drone with an air detonation system was sent to intercept it. And there is a video of it. If you were flying FPV drones and so forth, would you find this, for example, very stressful to do that, or would you say that's very exhilarating per se? Because I know for a lot of people that fly these type of drones, it's that rush, for example, that you get when you fly something like this, and in many cases you don't want to crash, but here obviously they want to do it purposely. I guess that might be a good example too, just in terms of people using drones in war. I would imagine that FPV drone is a lot cheaper than, let's just say, a huge missile, and in this case I suppose you have a little bit more control anyways, depending on who's flying it. But yeah, either way, it's a thing nowadays. And then this video was spreading around online. Apparently people were vandalizing Stonehenge, I guess, in protest to get attention and all that. Like this one says, what? 2 people took action today before summer solstice, demanding the incoming government to sign up to a legally binding treaty to phase out fossil fuels by 2030. It's posted by this, Just Stop Oil. It says the UK government in waiting has committed to enacting Just Stop Oil's original demand of no new oil and gas. However, we all know that is not enough. Continuing to burn coal, oil, and gas will result in the death of millions. We have to come together to defend humanity, or we risk everything. That's why Just Stop Oil is demanding that our next government sign up to a legally binding treaty to phase out fossil fuels by 2030. Failure to commit to defending our communities will mean Just Stop Oil supporters, along with citizens from Austria, Canada, Norway, the Netherlands, and Switzerland will join in resistance this summer if their own governments do not take meaningful action. Stone circles can be found in every part of Europe, showing how we've always cooperated across vast distances. We're building on that legacy. So are people, I guess, okay with this? And do you think it's effective for people to do this? I don't know if it is, honestly, but what did they do before, for example? I mean, there might be a different group, like vandalized paintings and all that. I don't know about this, but I guess we'll see. But it seems like in general, they had some demands, I guess, met, as they mentioned, but they just want more, huh? Do you think this is a school if I didn't tell you right now? It looks like a regular neighborhood.
Dynamic well. So, there will be food after we get.
The graduates will be entering through the doors and down the aisle on my right.
Congratulations to this remarkable group of graduates sitting here today. I've stood in front of grad classes before and addressed them on this special day, but I'll be honest and say I struggled with the right words for this class. We're approaching spring break of 2020. From that point forward, I became your virtual principal and you became my virtual student body. We were all thrown into a new world of online learning and online leading. We had just started to figure out how to navigate our new surroundings, and the game instantly changed. Classmates you were making connections with, you could no longer see in person. Classrooms that set the stage for dynamic and engaging conversations quickly moved to a format called Teams. I'd like to congratulate the family, friends, and supporters in the audience on your accomplishment today. I know how hard you have worked and the sacrifices you have made to see your special person walk this stage today.
Nathan Yu.
Hey!
I present to you the Templeton Secondary School graduated class of 2024.
right, see you guys later.